Hey there, it's Marcus from Illumina. Welcome to the microsimulation loss of key staff. Most organizations will attest to the fact that people are their most valuable asset. This microsimulation in particular is going to test teams on how they respond in dealing with a situation much different to business as usual, the loss of key people. The microsimulation can be conducted as a centralized team, but it also can be rolled out across various different sites, teams, and regions. Without further ado, let's get into it. As with all of Illumina's microsimulations, our microsimulations are housed in our digital event rooms. Participants can commence the microsimulation by clicking on the microsimulation button, which will take them through a quick walkthrough of the dashboard, including where they can access critical information about the event, where they can access tasks that have been allocated for the microsimulation, and a reminder of the document repository, where they can access plans, tools, and other critical documents for preparedness and response. Once the tour is complete, they can get started. In accessing the information board, participants can then look at the scenario in detail. In this particular situation, we've got a highly infectious influenza-like virus sweeping across major cities nationwide, with reports beginning to flow through that supplies and deliveries may be delayed due to the lack of staff. Human resources are also reporting that 40% of workers have reported ill this week so far, so we're starting to see the issues arise. As we get into the tasks, we've got a number of tasks here for the teams to get started on. The first is to actually undertake an incident assessment to identify the appropriate team members and response protocols to be activated. The aha moment in this particular task, however, is assume that all primary team members are absent due to illness. So really testing whether the secondary contacts for those teams and roles are still available and current. The second task that we've got there is really around accessing the organization's relevant plans to identify critical functions that may be impacted by a loss of key staff. Now, whether you've got documents that specific talk to this or looking at a business continuity plan for either a site or function or region, it's going to push team members into that and understand what are the impacts already from a critical functions perspective. The final task there that we have is, with many workers raising concern on health and safety, confirm the appropriate method and preliminary message in which the organization would communicate internally. This is typically one of those tasks that might be delegated out to a communications lead, but essentially looking at the communication strategy to communicate with workers quickly and rapidly. Also taking into account that perhaps the primary role for communications may also be ill. Once the microsimulation is complete, participants can wrap up with a debrief. This will ask them some information about what critical systems or functions may have been disrupted from the microsimulation, how they believe the organization could be more resilient in this particular situation, and also their level of confidence in responding to this type of event, both before the microsimulation and after the microsimulation. It'll also capture some basic feedback around how they believe the microsimulation can be improved. Once that information is collected, it'll aggregate up for the resilience champion so they can get a really good measure of what engagement looks like in their resilience program, as well as identify any opportunities to improve the resilience program and actions that require to be taken. Illumina has hundreds of microsimulations built and ready to go to help you build engagement in resilience organization-wide. For more information or to book a personalized tour, go to illumina.io or click the link below.